In this clear blue world, it's hard to ever imagine that something could go wrong. But every day, trouble can and will arise in times of crisis. I'm Charlie Reynolds. Let me take you back to a crisis that happened 70 years ago today.
Yesterday, December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan.
70 years ago, on the morning of December 7th, 1941, while everyone was still snoozing at the naval base of Pearl Harbor, a storm was brewing. This wasn't just your average thunderstorm. This was a barrage of bullets and a hailstorm of bombs that fell on the American base. On December 7, 1941, two waves of Japanese aircraft targeted the American fleet at Pearl Harbor. American leaders had built up forces to defend a seafaring attack, but when two waves of Japanese aircraft appeared on top of them, they knew they had been mistaken.
I was a radio gunner on a B-26. The thing that's in my mind most is the first time I flew a mission, the first mission, we got into flak. That's enemy fire. We didn't get hurt, but that was a big thing for me, my first mission.
Because it was Sunday, everyone was either sleeping in or at church. As usual, 7 battleships were lined up in a straight row at the harbor, so when Japanese planes came, they found sitting ducks. The first wave caught the Americans off guard and damaged the 7 battleships in Battleship Row.
Well, I was married then, and my wife and I were at her parents', and we heard it on the radio, not TV. December 7th, Japanese threat to Hawaii was happening, and I just thought, oh, what's going to happen to the rest of us?
The first and second waves of the Japanese attack used specially designed torpedoes to sink the ships. The Japanese bombers targeted the battleships such as the Oklahoma and the Arizona with torpedoes and heavy bombs. An unlucky bomb dropped directly into the battleship Arizona's ammunition hold. This set off an inferno.
I was glad I wasn't there, and it was too bad. I heard about the ships being sunk, especially the Arizona, and I just felt bad about all that stuff because I had one friend that was in Hawaii at the time, but he wasn't hurt.
The Pacific Fleet, which was the pride of the United States Navy, lay in ruins. The total devastation of the Japanese attack wasn't entirely realized until it was over. The United States suffered casualties of over 2,000 men, 200 planes, dozens of ships, including 6 battleships put out of action. Although the Japanese destroyed most of the Pacific Fleet, the United States' 3 aircraft carriers were not present at Pearl Harbor that day. It would take 4 years to rebuild the fleet, but the lasting impression of Pearl Harbor still haunts so many people today. As long as we are reminded of the tragedy that happened 70 years ago, we will never forget that date which will live in infamy.
no matter how long it may take us to overcome this premeditated invasion, the American people in their righteous might will win through to absolute victory.